something that I'm concerned, and I'm gonna own these words on my own, has nothing to do with my co-host or my guest. Is we confuse academic achievement with behavior and discipline. And one of my biggest concern, I went to a military high school. I was fortunate to go to a military high school where the academia was great, but so was the discipline. And for any person to be very successful in life, you need more than just academic brilliance.
Mm.
You need to understand the adequate, professional etiquette, how to behave, how to sustain social conversations, how to also create an image for yourself where people can trust you and validate your criteria. And I'm very concerned because in the years that are coming by, and I'm starting to see this more, is there's a lack of accountability from the Department of Education in that aspect. It's almost like, yes, let's read books, yes, but good, you can read a book, but if you don't know the value of the book because you can't find value in your own behavior, how would that be useful to you? I think it's a snowball effect because
like we're all helpless almost.
yeah, because the discipline starts from your house. You can't blame the school system. You gotta blame the people that give you the first orientation of life.
Yeah.
Which is your parents.
And this town is full of trauma.
So
it's full of trauma. It's full of broken homes, single parents, no parents at all. There's kids that, I mean, yeah, I can't really go into details, but there's a lot of really sad stories. And so can you blame a kid that has a really horrible situation happening at home, something that you've never even personally had to deal with yourself, for not having any interest in an art class? Not really.
Of course, yeah, there's no one to blame, but the question is like, it's wrong to judge, but that doesn't take away the accountability and responsibility.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, somebody's accountable for that child, and the first line of accountability is the parent.
Yeah.
And normally, what happens a lot in the school system is also the kids are not doing well at school. Who do they blame? The teacher. It's the teacher's fault. Now, cool, you can blame the easiest person to blame, but ask yourself first, like, what am I doing? When I come out from work, and I get it, you're tired, right? You come from work 8, 12 hours, and then your child is also struggling to do homework. But that's the responsibility you have. You can't give that responsibility to someone else, because at the end of the day, you decided to bring that child to the world, and you have to sacrifice the most for that child, because if you really love them, you're going to stop blaming everyone else, and you're going to really start taking accountability for yourself. Maybe, again, you can't win in everything in life. Maybe you work less hours. Instead of 12, you work 10, and give those 2 hours back to your kid.
Yeah.
Because that's going to influence your kid when he becomes a parent one day.
Yeah.
If he decides it, he's going to remember, damn, my dad used to come home tired, but I remember he went from working 12 hours to 10 just to dedicate 2 hours to me. And that influences, because now you're creating a bond with your child.
Yeah.
And again, it's easy to make excuses. Very easy. It's like, oh yeah, but I'm tired. Oh yeah, but, and also the same thing, there's a lot of single moms out there. It's really hard for them too. Let's not forget about them. And how do you deal with raising a child that's now being a teenager? Sometimes you need the male figure to be in those years, because that helps them, and it's a team formation to grow a child. It takes a whole town, a whole community to raise children, and it's a good saying, because if you see if you know a kid that is doing something wrong in your neighborhood, what is the first thing you should do? Right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're snitching, but he doesn't know anybody. He's only 13. Like, what can he know about life?
Yeah.
If he doesn't get corrective actions, how would he get out of that situation. I don't know. What do you guys think?